Okay, let's go ahead. It's 6:02. Let's go. Let's roll.
6:03.
6:03. Okay. So you have a board that says subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yes, we're trying to get 1,000 subscribers for our YouTube channel so we can stream live on YouTube with our mobile device. We're trying to share our message with everybody out there, with all the families, and bring the parents and kids together to be fit and healthy, because that is the most important thing, especially right now during COVID-19 and the new reality that we all live in. So wish you to be well and healthy, and we're trying to bring our message, what we learned from our experience. We're not perfect, but we'll share our experience, our tips, some fit tips every time, and just go with it.
All right, so we're starting the actual thingy off.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you talk.
All right, so welcome to today's K&T Talks show / series. All right, so today we're going to be talking about
episode 3, right? Yay, we got to 3. This is awesome. 3 weeks in a row, making progress. Yeah. We're progressing. We're progressing. Go ahead.
Is this some bro language?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about how you can be emotionally fit.
Yay! Why are we talking about that?
Because it is it's a positive effect from fitness.
Okay, emotionally fit. And why did I bring that up? I guess I was doing some Tony Robbins free workshop that he started last week. He has this new 2021 resolution when his main topic is talking about emotionally fit, and which is kind of funny because that's exactly what I was kind of going in the same wavelength last week of, how being active, incorporating any workout, is just being active and fit helps you and improves your quality of life, balances you emotionally, makes you more happier, stress-free, and all those things together. And you see a lot of people who are, truly devoted to be healthy and active. They are more happier, they have less stress, they'll sleep more. So it was kind of funny to, jump in on Tony Robbins. If you don't know, you can look it up on YouTube. Famous speaker, inspire, and talk about the emotionally fit topic and how he realized that 2021 was such a hard year for a lot of people. The immobility, the being stuck, in your personal space, not being able to meet a lot of people, not being able to be so active. How he realized that moving actually and being fit and doing any kind of activity help him overcome stress and help him overcome all the
it's only been a month since 2021 started.
2021, that was his thing, but in 2020 how you can overcome and just deal with the stress, dealing with the stress, dealing with if you're owner, if you're employer, how you deal with the kids, studying remotely, all that stress and all that immobility, just being stuck in a small space, how that impacted you. So it was an interesting topic that he discussed, and he discovered that yes, truly it is. We learned a hard lesson in 2020 is that we realize if we're not mobile like we used to, taking for granted, just walking the stairs to the office, getting off the car, meeting friends, just being outside, going to parties, social events, whatever that was, we are not so much mobile, and that affects us. So it was interesting how he expressed that, and I kind of loved that topic. That was exactly on my mind, and he put it so perfectly. And if you want to look more into it, it's there on YouTube, Emotionally Fit. It's a session. So that's what we decided we want to talk. We want to simplify it for us and what we understand, what emotionally fit is for me, what emotionally fit is for T, because he is a 12-year-old boy. So it's kind of interesting to see his perspective, how kids understand, or just what is their perception about this topic. Yeah, so let's go what you understand and what do you think, or if I say emotionally fit, what are you thinking, what that entails for you?
Finally going to the main idea, because Mom sat for 3 minutes talking about some random dude I first time heard about about a day ago. All right, how about moving on to our main topic? Well, so as you've heard, emotionally fit. I don't know why I
FIT,
stopped.
yes.
Yeah. What? Oh, okay.
Yeah, why making additional notices? Go ahead.
Because it's funny.
It's funny. Okay, go ahead.
Okay?
Funny.
Alright.
Let's leave it
So,
that
emotionally fit, from my view, and most people's point of views, I mean, like when you do a workout, you know, you worked out, you feel good because you worked out. So, yeah. And you know you're feeling good, you've worked out, you've benefited your body in a good way, so you're just feeling good.
So it's the feel good you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it's not only working out. Let's say a lot of people are just too busy, or they just are stuck. Like what we're talking, not just about working, just talking about in general activities. So like, you know, taking a walk, maybe using a bike, that is considered also workout, outdoor workout. So any kind of movement, any kind of activity, sport,
workout.
is considered at the end of the day a workout. So when you say it makes me feel good, can you just expand on that? Like, what do you mean it makes you feel good? Like, what do you feel?
Good about yourself.
Why do you feel good about yourself?
It's like a self-esteem boost.
Oh, interesting. When you say self-esteem, like, what do you like? You're happier, like you smile, like what is like that you're able to complete that, or like go for a long walk? Just give me more.
Like, because your adrenaline's running, your heart's
Okay, so
pumping.
your adrenaline already. Okay, adding more things. Your heart is pumping. Okay, so that means blood. Okay, what else? So that's all physiological
Yes.
aspects and biological aspects. Okay, go ahead. What else do you have in mind? Because I know you said you thought about it. So
Yeah, but how you're stealing all my lines. Like, come on.
okay.
I'm stealing.
Go ahead. What other lines do you have?
So, I mean, like, it's really depending on how you feel.
Okay.
You know? So if you're already feeling good that day, it'll just give like a smaller, less noticeable boost. But when you're like feeling like all grumpy that day, like you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or it's just a bad day in general.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean literally as waking up on the wrong side of the bed. I mean, especially if the other side of the bed's on the wall. So yeah. Anyways, like you don't feel good. You're just not great. And it'll be much more noticeable of the boosts in your self-esteem that day. You know, you won't be feeling depressed inside.
Interesting.
Alright. Well, let me take it over to my
Is there anything else that you have with that? Is there anything else that
No.
you kind of thought about it you want to share? So for you see emotionally fit, and it's incorporating some kind of activity during the day for you. So if you feel bad, you say you feel bad, like, or you're tired, fatigue, or you're stressed out, or you're just having a bad day, you're thinking doing an activity, whatever that is, walking, biking. Of course, 2020 was an interesting year, so a lot of people were outdoors in the parks as much as they can, walking through their neighborhoods with their friends, family, kids, pets. So completely understand, you know, being outside was a priority for a lot of people. Being indoors, like, what can they do? If you're having, like, what do you think is the first thing that they can do? Like, for me, especially when I get very overwhelmed on deadlines, phones, and a lot of work stress, I can pause for 2 minutes. So I'll actually, remember, we have all the smart watches. Everybody has a smartwatch right now. If not, you can use your phone. Just pause for 2 minutes. I think that's kind of the latest status. Yes, you can breathe for 30 seconds, but the 2 minutes is actually the time that your heart rate is going down, your serotonin levels go up. So that is a good way of getting into and centering yourself and just getting that 2-minute breathing. That is considered also a fitness activity. Yes, it is. So it's called meditation. It's also fitness activity because you are focusing in a stable position, fixed position. You're focusing on your breath. So you're engaging that. Breath to bring more oxygen towards your brain, bring more supplements, more supplement supply to your blood. So that's something that you should do. You can do a lot of stretches. If you're stuck to your computer, you have 3 or 4 conference calls. you know, just get up and do a lot of stretches, and there are a lot of there out there. So this is just simple ways of you moving, and you can do it in one place. You can do it in your home. It's nothing out of the ordinary. You don't need to go on a huge workout. If you do have goals of going in a specific program and just, you know, dedicate 30 minutes or more to a workout routine, that's a different story. But you always need to be active. So this is what he was applying, like emotionally fit means that we need to understand we always need to move. We can't just be stranded in one place, because movement, just lifting your hands up and down, just doing the circles 20 forward and 20 backwards, releases and glides your rotator cuff, things like that. So there are a lot of items that you can do to start activating, moving your body. The blood is flowing, you feel more comfortable, because when your blood is pumping into your brain, you actually get that feel-good movement. Your heart rate is higher, is going up, so you feel that energy. So you're energizing yourself, which brings down that stress level, that fatigue. Of course, don't forget, emotionally fit doesn't mean only you moving all the time. If you go back to the kind of explaining the success formula of you becoming the best version of yourself, and that's exactly what I was discussing yesterday in my post. I was just talking about like how I overcome a lot of things, you know, how I was pain-free, and how you can become a best version of yourself. So when we talk about how is to become a best version of yourself, we're working from inside out. So it's a great, there are a lot of research out there. Just remember the 80-20 rule. If you didn't hear about it, I'm pretty sure you can find about it. Very simple, 80-20. So 20% of our and generally fit and healthy module is exercise. So you kind of need to think about the success and perfect formula to make and create your best self is that 20% is only fitness. So fitness means a workout routine, and that 20% you have 5% that is genetics, and the rest 15 is how much hard work you're putting in. So as much as you move, adding a workout routine, just building on that till you get a more consistency, right?
What if you have talent? Talent added a certain percentage?
So 20% is 80-20. It talks about how you can become fit and healthy. It's kind of wellness formula. So 80% is everything else. And it's funny that sometimes people don't understand 80% is nutrition and your daily habits, you know, how much sleep you have, how much sleep, yes, you have, you know, 7 or 8 hours or more. You know, what's your stress level, but 80% it's everything else, which is nutrition and things that are going inside us, how we perceive things. A lot of people overcome or forget about this formula, and this is exactly the formula. So as a personal trainer, fitness, you know, advocate, that 20% only pertains to me to make a change in everybody's life as a 15%, which is ridiculous. And it's shocking because it's only 15%. So all the other work is made by the person, in my case as the client, or if we talk about ourselves, we put in all the work. So you think about 80%, it's your work, how you eat, how you sleep, how you move, what else you do, what kind of environment you live, what kind of habits you have. So those are the things that you kind of need to think about it before you're making a decision you really want to invest. And maybe you have some fitness goals, you know, you want to lose weight, you want to get more tone, you want to get more muscle, or you go more advanced, you want to lift heavier, use a barbell and things like that. And that's just talking about progression. What we're starting at the beginning is just having that mindset, okay, I want to be emotionally fit, means I want to be happy, I want to be able to deal with stress, I want to be able to sleep more and not have that anxiety, not have that stress or all that worry before I go to sleep. I can be comfortable of sleeping 7 hours or more instead of just being suppressed and stressed out by the deadlines that I have at work or by kids having their issues with the schoolwork. So things like that, just kind of keep in mind, everything comes from inside, and you need to make that decision with yourself. We are not perfect. Don't decide to make some unrealistic goals. Just keep small baby steps. And yes, the transformation comes from inside, and this is where the emotionally fit is very important, because it starts with that emotional balance, how you balance everything, and how you get over something, right? So, it was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I will share something personal, and T will feel like he's on the spot. So 2 weeks ago, T got in a very upsetting space again, or place. He realized he was on deadline of his Q2 grading, and he had a project that he was doing for a class?
Yes, a class.
Okay, you share how you felt and how we accomplished that, and what you realized that you need to do to overcome those things.
What?
Just share just a simple, nutshell the story. How you felt and what you realized that you need to start controlling more. Or dealing with.
Like dealing with anxiety.
Okay.
Which it doesn't happen really often, so it's hard to deal with it when it does occur.
Well, what happened?
I don't need to go deep into that. Just put it up to base.
Yeah, okay.
Wasn't it was...
So you submitted the assignment.
We're not gonna go...
No, we'll just get it aside, because this is a learning lesson for a lot of kids out there, and how they can deal with that stress and deadlines, and how they can become emotionally fit, because that gives you that emotional balance, right? Mm-hmm. So how you can deal with that, so that's very important. Not just having, just being active, because kids in general are very active. Yeah, you go outside, use your bike, scooter.
It depends.
Right now, there are a lot of kids that go outside, right? But you think a lot of your classmates just sit inside, did you all chat during the class? Do you know what they do, or not really?
I've only been 4 days in school.
I know, but during your class.
4.
Okay. So what happened 2 weeks ago? Tristan had the deadline on one of the projects. He submitted the project. Apparently, again, virtual learning lesson for us. He submitted the assignment. The teacher sent him several comments, which he did not see. Then I got a text message from the teacher saying, hey, your son never submitted this properly, and he will fail this class, or this assignment, or something like that. So we went and looked into it. He was very upset because he didn't realize what's happening, because he submitted everything, and he was
on this due
confused
time.
On due deadline. And he was very confused why the teacher was saying what he was saying. So he was very, very upset, right?
Yes, you could put it that way.
He was very upset, very raged and confused.
Not go too deep
No, we're not going too deep into it, but we want to share that, right?
Yeah,
so he didn't know how to deal with those emotions, because for him that was very upsetting. He strongly knew that he submitted the assignment, everything was fine, on time, and he was not sure why the teacher is saying what he's saying, what she's saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And what we learned the lesson is, that we can't, we just need to decide to take a minute and pause when we have somebody saying to us that we didn't do something, or we think that we are right. So we need to have a minute to pause, think about it, and see how we can find a solution or communicate, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he didn't know how to deal with all those emotions that came to him, because school for him is very overwhelming, for all the kids out there. It's I think at this point it's against of being emotionally fit, right?
It's a job now.
It's a job now. Yeah, it is a job. So he's in the full-time job of being virtual learning, right? So it's kind of interesting to see how, how incorporating movement, those minutes of deep breathing, stretching, all those different things that move your body, it's movement of your body, how can make a huge impact during your daily life. So kind of keep that in mind. It's not only, hey, I have a workout that I'm doing in the morning, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever you do in the afternoon, or I run twice a week. Think about that. Think how hey, I'm in front of the computer, I feel really sluggish, I'm stressed out, I have all these deadlines, I have to respond 10, 20 emails. Okay, I need to pause, I need to move. So remember, always get up, get a glass, drink some water, move around, do some stretching, do some meditation, breathing, deep breathing for 2 minutes. Use your smart devices, you have them there, just be mindful. You have a lot of tools around you that help you, and you can use them to your advantage to become that emotional fit. 5 minutes of your time just getting off your chair, moving around, like I said, there's so many movements out there. We can talk about it. You can do a triangle. You can even run. It's funny. I think his coach had a discussion at opening. He was doing the running on the side. So like when you like sitting, so I'll share this. That was kind of funny. I liked it, but then I realized what it does to your body. So running in one place, which was kind of cool. So you're definitely just sitting, you're just standing nice and easy, just your palms up. So what we're doing, we're mimicking running just in one place. So just like we're standing and we're just running, moving our hands, right? So we just mimicking that running, we're moving our torso. Yes.
Properly. This isn't this.
Yeah, but he wants us to elevate, because actually that's how you're supposed to. Moving this as much as, so we're moving our torso, we're moving our shoulder blades, we're moving everything, our lower spine, we're already breathing, we're bringing more oxygen and elevating our posture. So it's interesting how you can do just those small things as you not being so active and not moving during this new reality that we are dealing with. We're more, strapped and confined to small spaces. We deal with our family, our kids, spouses, partners, grandparents, pets if you have around. So I completely understand it's very hard for us to, we took for granted for us just walking to the car, driving, taking the stairs, taking the elevator, walking around the parking lot to the grocery store. We took those for granted, and now we don't have those items as much as we did during the daytime. So we are moving our body less and less, and that movement, what it does, blood is not flowing in our body. We just feel too stressed. The oxygen is not getting to our brain. We are always just fatigued, tired, not interested in anything. We just lay down on the couch. That's what we do. We kind of need to get out of that and just understand the only way we can make that change. The only way we can make the change, if you make that decision, right? So what is your, when you feel like this, what is the decision that you make? Are you going outside? Is that your first go, just to go outside?
Yeah.
You go outside? What else do you think being emotionally fit? Because we kind of need to balance a lot of things. I'm talking about that 80-20 rule, so kind of eating and all your habits go hand in hand with fitness. Since fitness is only 15%, that's crazy, right? So 5 is genetic. I said 20, but 5 is only genetic. So if you break that down, 20 is combined with 5 genetics, so it's your genes, whatever you have. If you have diseases, from your family, medical history, so that's something that impacts. So if you have if you have a heart disease, things like that, you're taking specific medication that impacts your fitness, right? Your fitness routine. So you kind of need to work around those things, right?
Yes.
So it's interesting how 80 is everything else. It's your attitude, it's your intention, it's what you're willing to do and how much work you want to put in. And talking about that 80%, we're talking about also how you need to discipline yourself, and a lot of people don't like that word, or they think that it's just
what word?
Discipline. I think a lot of people think discipline has a weird connotation. It's it's just it's very strict. I don't see discipline as strict. I see discipline.
What terminology you want to put it in?
Okay, so what's your perception about discipline?
It really depends on what you're using the word for. I mean, in some uses it's not a good thing. In some uses it's not a bad thing. It's it could be bad or good. It's not. Okay. It's a universal word.
So for you, what discipline means? So you're waking up. You have the discipline that you have the schedule that you get from school, right? Mm-hmm. What's your subject? So that is kind of a disciplined layout schedule. Yeah. So do you see discipline as a schedule, or how do you see discipline? how you
Like I
understand?
said, it really depends on what you're seeing discipline as in that
Okay.
certain time.
Okay.
It really depends. I mean, like in that, it is considered discipline,
Okay.
but a type of discipline.
A type of discipline. Okay, give me
Yes.
another example of discipline. One can be a noun, right? Or that's what
Yeah,
you're.
it can be. It's different. It
Okay.
may be the same word. It may
Mhm.
be speak exactly the same, but it can be different as you see it in your type of position. It can be used in different ways.
So discipline, we can also say it is a routine. So discipline, routine,
Yeah.
schedule, they kind of look all the same, or they mean the same thing, right? So if I say discipline, I can say also routine. If I say routine, I can say also schedule, right? Does that sound like they're all kind of look with each other, like they're all
Yes.
mean the same thing? So if you don't like the word discipline, you can use schedule.
I don't-
Schedule is more formal though. The routine, you can just like, hey, that's my daily routine, or those are my, you know.
I think discipline is more formal than schedule.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. So discipline is
Because-
more strict. That's what. So
Yeah.
schedule, we think that is more flexible. Schedule, we can
Like
reschedule
like,
things.
yeah, discipline's
Okay.
like you gotta do this.
Aha, interesting. Okay.
And this at this certain time. That's why in
Mhm.
school, like you gotta do this at this certain time.
Okay.
So do it.
Do it. Okay.
Unlike in schedules where you're just like, oh yeah, you know, oh I can't do this. I'm just gonna pass it on. I'm gonna do this instead. No.
And I
It's
can-
different with discipline. You do it.
You do it. Perfect explanation. Yes, discipline, you do it. So this is another thing. So for you to to have that 15% impact in your life is you gotta do it. And that's exactly what Tristan is trying to say.
In a comedic way.
Do it, yes. Another thing is consistency. So a lot of people forget that consistency is one of the key points to actually bring that fit and fitness movement in your life. Consistency, we talked about, you know, the general guidelines is for you to work out or be active 3 to 4 times a week, 30 minutes or more, and pretty much that's the guidelines, that's the recommendations, right? So how much you really...
Did you just say recommendations,
Recommendations, yeah.
It's a recommendation.
Recommendations. I love how he's always.
Yeah, but it's good to learn the language.
Yes, we are. We are awesome. So if that's where it is, and how you make that consistency. So I know everybody has hectic schedules. Kids are in school. You know, pets, things. So how you can become consistent? How you think you can train yourself, train your brain, going back to that 21 days that we said, which is building a new habit.
Last episode.
Yes, how you can be consistent. Can you share like what's your thing, like how you are trying to be consistent? Because you need to be consistent every day because you have like school deadlines, projects, like what else, how you are consistent, what else you're consistent in your life.
And it really depends on the factors of the situation. Like let's say in school, like 1 week you have pretty much virtually nothing to do and just do a daily lessons. Well, the other week you have 5 projects due on that week.
Okay.
Yeah, it really depends. The consistency really can change depending on the factors that that its effect is on. So consistency it can vary a lot between weeks, and like for school, for example, like 1 week you just have like daily simple lessons that you just have to copy and just do simple stuff like that.
Okay.
Well, the other week you have a bunch of projects that you got to do, which is a big difference.
Okay,
in
so
things.
when we
and
talk
also
about-
doing daily lessons.
Okay, so when we talk about
Yeah.
consistency, like how we develop that consistency, because it's very hard. So we go back to that 21 days, like you train your brain to do a
Yes.
specific activity, habit, whatever you call it. So being consistent, let's say I pledge this week for 7 days, I wake up at 6 o'clock and go and walk for like 30 minutes. Or I start with 15 minutes stretching every day. Or I work out for 20 minutes or work out for 30. So it's kind of, and it doesn't mean, if you can't make it the same time in your routine, switch it up, but you want to try to stick with it. So if you want to stick with doing it in the morning, do it in the morning. If you want to stick with doing it in the afternoon, do it in the afternoon. But you want to be consistent. So consistency is, hey, I want to do it for 4 days a week. I'm doing for 4 days. Hey, I had an event, I'm sick, I'm traveling. If you can't do it, you switch to something else. Start walking more, just being more active. It's okay to have those rest days. So consistency doesn't mean that you need to work out every day and just be super strict. We're not going that level of being competitor or athlete. We're talking about you just incorporating that movement, activity, or any kind of activity in your life to become that emotionally fit, which means bringing the balance in your life, balancing your stress, your sleep, your habits by becoming more active. Because as you move your body, you get that emotionally fit credo and that in your life. So that's something that a lot of
Alright, so
consistency. So when we talk about what a lot of people don't forget, if you want to get performance and you really want to make a huge impact on yourself, to feel good about yourself, building that self-esteem, confidence, being more happy, stress-free, you need to incorporate also progression. Do you know what progression is? How you see progression? Okay, go ahead. And this is all what we'll finish ours with.
Alright, and this is pretty much the last thing, this is the last segment in like the last minute or so.
Yep.
So progression is kind of like how you progress in something. Like they say, 1 week you're going to be doing this amount of push-ups. Next week you're going to do a higher amount of push-ups.
Okay.
That's called progression.
I know, and progression, just don't forget, progression is not linear. So that means we start here and we keep climbing. Progression is actually angular, so it comes ups and downs.
Like
so
a roller coaster.
Yeah, and we do have those ups and downs. So we hit the peak of our performance, or we're doing just more workouts. 1 week we're dipping down because we're not feeling well.
You have an injury.
So there are things like that. So just kind of imagine that it is a roller coaster. So that's what progression is. Progression is not linear, and will never, not even for the most top athletes, for them progression is not linear. You just kind of work. So when you get on the down, you need to know how to pick yourself up, how to overcome those setbacks. So just remember, it's very easy to start something. It's very hard to keep that consistency. Consistency comes with discipline by doing it, right? Yes. By doing it, by practicing.
All right.
Then you're getting that progression. When you go up a little bit, you have a little bit of setback, you go back again. So kind of remember that it is a roller coaster. You just need to see how you can balance yourself and create that emotional fit balance, right?
Well, anyway, I'm guessing we're heading off here, but before we go,
before we go in episode 3, right?
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to Be Fit and Healthy by Katya.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
What else do we want to say? What are we talking next week? So
also hit us up with a follow.
Follow. Yeah, just send us a Q&A. Just send us like topic ideas. We said we'll incorporate some workout videos next time. We'll talk about other fit tips. What we do in the weekend, we really try to figure out and kind of get our schedules together. We like to walk in the afternoon, so we do those things together.
We haven't done them in a while, but
for 2 weeks because I've been traveling and things like that. But we'll be doing it again, right? When the weather gets on. We're so excited.
We
possibly will have some snow. We possibly will have some snow.
Yeah, we're gonna have snow
tonight. Very exciting.
Like late tonight, but still tonight.
Tonight. So. Last thing, emotionally fit, is being more happier.
Yes, we already got through that topic.
And feeling good, right? So feel good about yourself, make that decision, do your transformation from inside out, become the best version of yourself. Don't forget about 80-20 rule, and that's all I have.
All right, so we're signing off here. Make sure to subscribe, as I just said.